Greetings, chess fans. I'm back, finally, after a very busy summer where mostly I was doing either commentary or just having a vacation. Now it's time to return to the typical schedule of video publishing on my YouTube channel. So, some of you might be aware that I was doing commentary for Bilch's Festival. Then last week, I was doing also commentary for Keres Memorial in Pärnu, Estonia. And I hadn't really been playing chess at all. So I was also having some vacation, going to the beach, working in my house, like so many things to do. But last weekend, I decided to break this long pause of non-chess playing, and I decided to participate in a rapid tournament. So while I was doing the commentary for Keres Memorial in Estonia, I could have been one of the top seeded players, but this is something I've been trying to focus myself on lately. If I can, I do the commentary. And while I was doing the commentary for the entire week, I couldn't help but wonder how I would play myself in a tournament. And luckily for me, right after the classical tournament, there was a blitz and a rapid event. So I decided I'm going to play in both. In the blitz tournament, I played pretty well. Like I finished in the second place. I managed to play some memorable games. Although for the entirety of the week, I was pretty tired and I was feeling slightly under the weather, and I still feel the fallout from this. So, yeah, I guess it's a tradition. I always catch virus in August, like last year. Also, the same thing happened. So, I played a pretty interesting rapid tournament, hence this video. So, it was of 7 rounds, and I will show you the key moments of the 5 games that stick in my memory, and essentially, hence the video title, from epic checkmates to epic blunders, or glitches, because this is essentially what happened. Like I was feeling pretty well, I was playing good games, meaning in terms of I was feeling well in terms of how I was playing, like physically maybe not so much, but there were those glitches, and I think that those glitches can be contributed to the long pause of not playing myself. So I'm going to start with the very first game. I was playing against Vaclavas Cibulskis, like, I don't know, the guy, like 1800 from Lithuania. He played knight f3. Of course, I played my Scandinavian. He played bishop e2, and I was like, okay, here we go. Easy, like no ambition. I played bishop g4. I want to play some typical Scandi. I even was thinking some aggressive knight c6, a long castle, and e5. He played h3, I played bishop h5, and then boom, b4. I was like, wow, I didn't expect this. So the point is, of course, queen takes on b4 is very risky. Rook b1, rook b7. The pawn is dropping, my king is a bit weak, so mostly these ideas are pretty dangerous for me. So I played, okay, fine, whatever, queen b6. He played a4. And I'm like, wait, hang on. This doesn't really feel like your typical 1800 player, doesn't it? Right? Okay, so I played a6 just in case to secure some squares around the queen side. I played e6, have to finish development. He played b5, protected the pawn. And here, without thinking, I played a5. A move I would regret a bit later. He probably had to complete development, maybe something like bishop b4, even bishop b7, because a5 is not a big threat. I just play queen d6. But I played a5, and as soon as I did it, I'm like, wait, what am I going to do after knight e5? And this is what he did. Because now, after the trade, my queen on b6 is quite unfortunately placed. And he wants to play stuff like knight c4, and with the bishop harass the queen. So I play knight e7, and I was fully expecting that he's going to play knight c4, and queen a7 feels risky, like b6, knight b6, knight b5. What on earth is this, right? White is immediately attacking me right after the opening. So I would have thought that I'm going to play queen d4, I'm going to play something like queen f4, figure things out. He took on d7, and I'm like, okay, cannot be dangerous. Knight e5 is simply queen d6, I'm good. He played knight e4, another move I didn't expect, so I cannot tolerate the knight. I play knight c5. He played e4 very quickly, takes, and I'm like playing this and what's going on? Like, this was supposed to be the easy game, so this is round 1 game. I play a long castle, very ambitious move. He plays queen d6, c4, and just like that, white is starting already the attack at the queen side. I play f5. I play bishop e7. My idea is to go for the attack against the pawn on d4. He plays rook d1, c5, queen c3, and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble, right? I cannot play b6, c takes on b6, my king is pinned. So I play f4, the original idea. I take on d4, he plays queen a5 and e5. So when we reach this position, I'm thinking I'm definitely worse. But you know how much worse can I be? Because the pawn on c5 is under attack. By the way, in some lines, the rook at a1 is also left defenseless. The king can escape to d7, so I'll be fine. My opponent plays like in 30 seconds, c6. Like, okay, look at that. So c6. And yeah, without thinking, I'm like, okay, b takes on c6. And as soon as I do it, I'm like, wait a second. This is losing. Like, I just realized this is losing, and I immediately see the winning idea. So the winning idea here is rook takes on d4. I cannot take with e takes on d4. That's a checkmate on c7. I take with a queen, and there's simply b takes on c6. So he's threatening with a mate on a8. I take the rook with a check. I have to defend against this. And this is not a defense. It's a mate. And to make things really funny is that white doesn't even have to do all of this. I mean, after queen takes on d4, there's also a simple check on queen c6, and my king is so exposed that I'm busted, you know? And as soon as I play b takes on c6, I'm like, oh wow, this is how you basically finish the tournament. Because there was only 7 rounds, and if you lose early, that's it. You're out of the contention. Only 4 prizes and like 150 players. I thought, okay, this is pretty funny way to finish the tournament already in the first round. But he didn't find it. Yeah, he played queen a8 check. He gave us c6. And I went on to win the game. So he gave me some difficult times still. Like rook d1, rook e7. And I just capitalized on the piece. So maybe let's not focus so much on this moment here. But I thought that this was pretty funny. Right? So he could have delivered me a very beautiful mate. Once again, I'll go back to this moment, this moment of c6, b takes on c6, and rook takes on d4. It's very spectacular, to be honest. This entire idea is sacrificing 2 rooks and just give a mate. But he did not find it. Then the next game I would like to show you is another game I played against a Latvian chess talent, Reinis Valdets. Against him, I had played in the Latvian championships with the black color in the Scandinavian. It was pretty dramatic game. Like, I was pushing for the entirety of the game, but I could have lost in one move. So I was very much motivated to defeat him in this game. And anyway, it doesn't really matter what happened in the early phase of the game. Like, I got the better position. Then I misplayed things. He got some counterplay at the king's side. Now the counterplay is non-existent. And here in this position, I decided that the strength I have lies at the queen side. I have the pawn majority. So I played a4. He's trying to stop me. a5 anyway. As you can see, bishop takes on a5 is simply rook a1. I'm pitting the bishop on a5. And at the same time, I have to make sure there's no kinds of funny tricks at the king's side. So he was looking for counterplay. I shot it everywhere. Queen f7, h6. Rook h1, go back just in case to make sure there's no tricks. Bishop e3, slowly but carefully improve the a-pawns at once, but there's nothing he can do. And why I'm showing you this game? Because it felt like it's a pretty clean victory, and it was. Because we got to this moment where I doubled the rooks on the 7th rank, so he already has to resign. I keep playing king h8. So, of course, I'm easily winning this, right? And I can just take on g7 and be done with this, and checkmate on h7 is inevitable. But this is where my puzzles knowledge kicked in, and I realized never ever in my career I have used this maneuver. So of course, I played queen h7 checkmate, and this brought a big smile on my opponent's face as he resigned. So the point is, king takes on h7, rook g7, rook h7, rook g7 is a checkmate on the board. I thought it was pretty cute, and already for pretty much the next game in a row, like 2 games in a row, I was delivering beautiful checkmates, or somebody was delivering beautiful checkmates to me, or I was the one who is delivering a beautiful checkmate. So say what you say, but queen h7 it's a very beautiful move. So the next game was quite funny. I was playing against Nikita Rычagov, who is a son of a well-known Estonian grandmaster. Nikita himself is a very strong player, like already well over 2200, really knows the theory well. But again, this is a rapid game. The time control was, what was it? It was something like 15 plus 5, I think. This was the time control. And I was playing with the black color. My opponent went for the most principled continuation. Queen c7, obviously I know this stuff really well because I have written lifetime repertoire on Sicilian, a chessable course, really good one, together with my friend Igor Kovalenko. So I set up the hedgehog, and there's this cool idea, knight c6. So if you really are into this idea, I suggest you getting the course. So this is like borrowed idea from some of Alexander Morozovich's older games. But the idea essentially is to play knight e5, knight g6, play h5, h4, and with bishop d6 create a very interesting counterplay using the dark squares. Now, the engine says it's not always good, and sometimes it's because it's the weakening of the pawn on b6, but the positions are really sharp. And in a chessable course, I basically made an entire chapter about it, about this knight c6. So he played queen e2, I play knight e5, rook c1, the pawn on c4 doesn't really matter, I play knight g6. Actually, I really don't remember what I recommend in the course. Maybe it was bishop e7 should castle, and there was another idea, knight h5 with f5. But I thought for a rapid game, whatever, so I'm gonna go straight for my plan. He was a bit confused. Bishop e2, probably would expect that I'm gonna play the classical hedgehog with d6. I play h5, should castle is not very good, and bishop d6. And suddenly here I have some very interesting tactical possibilities. So knight b5 does not work like this typical trick, because I have a check on h2, and the queen goes back to b8. He can't play f4, the pawn is dropping, and if he plays g3, I mean, you need to watch out for some very nice looking ideas like knight g4. Notice I haven't castled short, not even speaking about immediate perpetual check ideas. Of course, I wouldn't do that, but this just highlights some of the possibilities the black has. So he played h3, and I knew that you can't play like this in these positions because it just weakens all the dark squares, and I have the pieces to exploit them. So I played h4, watch out for knight b5, he played here, I played knight h5, and it's just not clear what he's supposed to do. So actually knight h5 is a mistake. I should have first dealt with the bishop like here, or bishop on g3, because after knight h5 he can play knight b5, he can do that, but these lines are a bit insane. Like check here, I take the piece, I play queen b8, and I thought queen d7, king f8, I'm good. I'm defending everything, and knight g3 remains a big threat. But engine says f4 somehow is a very strong move. And now the point is, there's some standalone lines like bishop h5, take on f4, and for example, queen f4 is rook f1, and I cannot defend from the mate. Like, okay, if you say like that, in a classical game, maybe it's possible to figure it out, perhaps not. But Yeah, he played bishop f1, and now he's walked straight into this idea. And there's another epic checkmate incoming. If he plays king f2, I'm giving a check. I'm giving a check. He can't escape with a king. And now the finale, bishop g1. You know, that's why I love this game. Like, it's very simple, straightforward game. Not very often you see in the opening black giving a checkmate with bishop g1 and king is checkmate at the middle of the board. You know, actually, it's not a checkmate. White gives away the queen, and now it's a mate on the board, right? But I thought it's quite a funny miniature. And he thought for a while, play king h1, spoil my beautiful checkmate, and I just won the game anyway, right? Queen for a minor piece. So, once again, another chance for epic checkmate in a rapid game. So, these were the spectacular mates. Like, from the first rounds, like 5 rounds, I got 3 funny, beautiful checkmates. 2 of them potentially from my perspective. One of them was happening on the board. The other one was in the variation. That was pretty much inevitable. And in another one, I could have been checkmated myself. Let's talk about the glitches. So, this is the very first glitch I had in round number 3 against Patrick Alto, a player from Finland. And clearly I'm doing much better with black. Like, I completely outplay the opponent. And yeah, like, he played g4. Yeah, here, of course, I first play knight e5 with knight f3 ideas. The queen is misplaced. The knight on d1 is weird. And he panicked. Yeah, he played g4. And I thought, okay, that's it. I'm winning the game. Like, there's no way he can defend this with such a weak king. I played h5, exposing the king. He played h4 because I need to protect the knight. The queen hits it. I played here, g5. And I already thought the job is done, basically. And here I relaxed early. So I could have played just knight e7, and that's it. So one pawn is gone, the second pawn is gone, the knight on d1 is misplaced. I'm winning the game immediately. But I want to finish in the style. I play knight g4, only to miss he can play queen g3. And things are not so simple. So, we continue to fight. I had a large advantage. And now we are getting to the critical phase of the game. So here Patrick was playing really well. He was finding some good resources. So this was like, he had 1 minute on the clock. I had like 5. Like, plenty of time. Figured things out. But somehow the position no longer was this easily winning. I made a mistake. I blundered king h3. Dropped the pawn on h4. And now I start to count the pawns. I don't even have an extra pawn at the board. So I play rook a4. I play rook a2. Now I was approaching the time scramble myself. I play here. He played rook f3. And I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be something. If I play here, pin the bishop, he plays here. Bishop g6 is a threat. I go here, take. I don't have anything. So I'm thinking, okay, how about I start with this move? I play rook a4, he plays rook f4, and I can still pin it, but at least I can win the pawn on c5. And I'm spending some time actually on this. And I play rook a4, like, okay, this is good. I have chance. Like, this is my reaction. What just happened? Like, I completely forgot about the rook on c3. And yeah, so I took on e4, and I managed to save the game. Like, this was totally crazy, totally glitch. I don't know how on earth did this happen. I was completely losing at some point, and in the end, yeah, I managed to draw this, which is a textbook draw. Put the king in a corner. The bishop is very close. There's no stalemate. No stalemate, but no Zugzwang ideas. And I'm just winning. No, not just winning. It's just a draw. So my opponent was pressing me here for all the 50 moves and then some. I'm not really sure. It felt like 100 moves, but objectively it's just a draw. And we finished a draw. But this game left me a pretty weird taste in mouth that I'm glitching, that I'm not seeing things. And finally came the critical glitch of the tournament. So I was playing against Nikita Meshkov, my friend and countryman, fellow grandmaster from Latvia. This game was played in round number 6. Again, only 7 rounds. And he had 5 out of 5. I had 4.5 out of 5. And we play on the top board. So of course, I have to play for the win. I can't make a draw here. And then hope that I can win the final round and win the tournament. And I found a very nice idea here. So I played c6. So again, the opening phase doesn't really matter. He took on d4. I took on d7. I played rook d1. So I sacrificed the pawn, which he did not expect. And then I knew my 2 strong bishops will be good enough to claim an advantage. So he played queen g4, bishop f3, queen h3, and yeah, okay, in a rapid game, it was pretty difficult to understand that I can ignore the pawn on h2. Like, this simply did not cross my mind, and I just dominate the position with 2 bishops on the board. I did not figure it out, and instead, I did not want to trade the bishop. I opted to trade the queens. He said no. I kept the pawn. Again, another mistake. I think bishop d4, e3 would just give me a very easy game. Those queens and pawns for black are easy targets. So there's a very good chance that he's actually going to drop them. And we are going to play an obstacle, a bishop endgame, 4 pawns versus 3 at a king side. So for a rapid game, this was a smart choice. I tried to be stubborn. Now, there's all kinds of tricks. For example, again, I could not calculate clearly what happens after queen h6. The rook on c1 is hit. The pawn on h2 is under attack, even though, again, it's the same idea, and I'm strategically winning. So Nikita was trying all kinds of tricks that I did not expect, which prompted me to make a mistake. And here the critical moment. Like, I already don't have anything. I thought I have something, and I'm thinking bishop d4 has got to be the move. And of course I see there might be some knight f3 checks. Like knight f3 check, pretty basic tactic. Let's say takes and takes and takes and takes and takes, etc. Like, I'm looking at these lines. I don't have really a lot of time on my clock, but it seems that knight f3 is not a problem. Then I'm thinking, wait, I'm going to take with rook first. So knight f3 is not a threat, right? Knight f3, I take, 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 everything is good. And then like 30 seconds pass. I'm like, wait, knight f3 is a threat. Actually, it's a very big threat because my rook on d4, I thought I took on d4 a piece, not a pawn. And my brain said, knight f3 is not a move. And it was a move. Yeah, I just glitched. I just glitched that I thought I'm up a piece at this moment and knight f3 is not a move. So it was really weird. I saw the move before. And I played it anyway. So I was pretty lucky that he can take with the f-pawn. He has to take with a pawn not to lose because of the back rank. And I got this position, which I have an exchange for a pawn, but no longer I'm playing for the win, of course. Unless there's a serious time scramble. And unfortunately, I made one more glitch. So here, the position should be holdable, I believe, with a perfect play. But I made a big mistake, e3. Weakening the f2 pawn. And now this is a massive threat. Then another mistake of 4, rook b2, and I realized I could have played king f3 because of h5. I dropped the bishop. And again, quite funny is that I saw h5 idea like in a million other scenarios. But not here. Not with the king on f3. So, yeah, I had to retreat to f1, and now it's a basic checkmate on the board. So, I resigned. And with this, basically, my tournament was over. Like, no chance for a prize. I won the final round, like, in a nice manner. But it didn't matter. Like, I finished, like, in 7th place, I think, with only 4 prizes. So, that's what the tournament was. Ultimately, it was... I played well. I found some beautiful checkmates, or my opponents found beautiful checkmates against me. And the lack of experience lately playing over the board led to some weird glitches. Like this is pretty weird stuff. Anyway, it feels good to be back. So expect more videos, more boot camps coming up. So thank you for watching and see you in the future videos. Once again, as usual, you already know the drill. If you liked the video, please press like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a positive comment. So thank you for watching. Take care.